The Detroit Lions have been in need of a pass rush, man. Our defensive line only has 1 sack in the last 3 games since Hutch went out, and we've been missing Josh Pascal for the last 2 games. He will be playing in Week 10 against the Houston Texans, and it's going to be good to have him back. But there's a guy, Za'Darius Smith, man, we just traded for at the trade deadline. I'm excited to get this guy because he's going to bring something that we really haven't had ever since we drafted Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden is in his 3rd year. First 2 years, he had Charles Harris, Romeo Okwara, Julian Okwara, and I don't think any of those guys really could do what Za'Darius Smith is doing throughout his career. I think Romeo might have been the closest, but he had like 7.5 sacks his career year, and now he's off out of the NFL, retired. I think he's a photographer or something like that. But Za'Darius Smith, he's going to be a big asset to the Detroit Lions as they make this playoff push. I don't think we're done either. I think it might be somebody cut or maybe on the street right now that we can bring in. Last year, we brought in Bruce Irvin around this time, and he helped us make that playoff push and was able to help us get there. But here's some film that we're going to look at. So just in case you guys are wondering, the Lions Syndicate film room is going to be more in-depth stuff. I'm going to be giving you my opinion, my breakdown. And in this situation, what we're going to do here is we are going to more like just play the film and look at it as I'm doing some commentary. But here's Za'Darius Smith, and we're going to go through this now. And we're just going to take a look at his sacks, what he's been able to do, because that's what we're looking for. Of course, setting the edge, stopping the run, all of those stuff, all of those things that we like, and we're glad to have him to be able to do that. I don't think our run defense is going to honestly drop any lower than 12. Right now it's sitting at 7. I think it's going to stay in the top 10. Past couple of backs have been going off on us, but I don't really think that we're going to have that big of a concern. And if we take a little hit, as long as we're not like 25th, 20th, something like that, if we stay in the top 15, I'll be happy. But right now we're going to talk about getting to the quarterback specifically. So these are Za'Darius 5 sacks through the season, and we're going to be taking a look at this through the end zone view. So here is Za'Darius Smith right there. Going to let this play. First thing you're going to notice for me is his power and the way he uses his hands. Right side of the screen, just bullying Steele back into the quarterback. And that was the first sack that he got of the season against the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Dallas Cowboys went on and won that game. Now here's Za'Darius Smith here. You'll notice the difference immediately. Here, he's standing up. In the previous play we just watched, he was 4 points. Now he's standing up. So we used to see Hutch do this occasionally, the 4, the 3-point stance, and now he's standing up. Let's take a look at that. Same kind of play here. Andrew Thomas is on the other side. He's watching number 72. I think he actually got out of a hands to the face, but you'll see the pursuit, the spin move, all of that stuff. Knew the play wasn't dead, saw Daniel Jones scrambling out the pocket, and was able to continue on the play and make that tackle. Now here's Za'Darius Smith here. I think he's going to stay in the stand-up position for this as well. Za'Darius basically gets through one, makes contact with another, gets the sack. This 3rd of the season. Here's Za'Darius Smith here. Let's keep an eye. See, as you can see, man, how they have them lined up. Sometimes it's on the outside, sometimes it's on the inside. Absolutely works 65 for real. So with Za'Darius, man, we're talking about mad versatility. Now this one here, Za'Darius is, again, we just watched him on the inside. Now he's on the outside. And I think he's going to stand up. Now this sack, I don't know why they credited him with this sack. The way that he like barely touches Lamar. He's the first one, I think, to make contact with him. As you can see right there, kind of gets his hands. You can't really see it from this angle, but kind of gets his hands on Lamar in that situation. And they credited him with the sack. But these plays here are what Za'Darius Smith is going to be able to bring to the Detroit Lions. He has power. He has hand technique. He has versatility. You can put him inside. You can put him outside. You can stand him up. He can be in 3-4 point stances. Za'Darius Smith, man, he's going to be an asset. And you know, it's very unfortunate that we're going to miss Aiden Hutchinson, because Hutch is, I would love to see the two of these guys work together. I really would. But you know what? This is what I want to say. I would love to see Za'Darius Smith. We saw how he was with the defensive line room. Came in yesterday, first day on the job. Even if he doesn't play week 10, week 11 for sure he'll play, right? Even if he's on the sideline, but he doesn't play, it's kind of like a bye week. But the way Dan Campbell made it seem like is, yo, you can't be going all week. You know, we need you here. So he might play. But even if he doesn't play, just being in the locker room, being on the sideline, being somebody who can teach these young guys. I think most of our defensive line room is under 25. Like, we got some young dudes, and Za'Darius Smith comes in being the vet. I can't remember who's the oldest person on the team, but Za'Darius Smith is no doubt up there. If he's not the oldest person, he's definitely probably top 5. We got a young team, but he can come in there and show these guys, maybe help him with some technique. I mean, even though him and B Mart play different positions, maybe they bond a little bit over, exchanging numbers or giving up his number, and maybe he can teach just B Mart some things. You know what I mean? So I think that this is going to be good for the Detroit Lions. Za'Darius Smith is going to be exactly what we need in this situation. I don't really have any complaints now, but I wish we got to see Hutch paired with somebody who can get to the quarterback. We haven't really seen that. And unfortunately, we got to wait another year or so. You know what I mean? Like, we probably, if Hutch is able to come back for the Super Bowl, we'll be able to see both of those guys. But how healthy will Hutch be? How many snaps will he take? So next year, with Za'Darius Smith under contract, then we'll be able to see that. And who knows, man? Brad Holmes, he might bring back Marcus Davenport. He might. Emmanuel Mosley said something today, and he said that how the Detroit Lions stuck with him after the injury and after the second injury. I feel like, and we've seen Brad Holmes bring back players who had been injured the year before, Emmanuel Mosley. So I could see Marcus Davenport coming back. Then you have a situation where you got Marcus Davenport, you've got Aiden, and you have Za'Darius Smith, who will be under contract for 2025. So I don't know, man. Za'Darius, I'm happy. Like I said, I just wish that we got to see Hutch with some help, because we were talking about, me specifically was talking about getting Hutch some help, Hutch some help. And now he's not even in the game. And now it's like, man, I would love to see what he could do and how he would help those other folks eat as well. Just those two guys on the outside. And then you could put Za'Darius sometimes on the inside, man, and you wouldn't know who's coming at you. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, but I'm looking forward to see Za'Darius. I hope he plays in week 10. If not, I know we'll see him week 11. But we're going to have 3 games in the 11 days at the end of this month, and then Za'Darius to have a mini bye then. So maybe he does play week 10, and Dan's like, yo, just give us a couple more weeks, man. You get the mini bye week after Thanksgiving, and we can save you down the stretch for the playoffs, because the Detroit Lions right now have a 98% chance to make the playoffs. So give me your thoughts, man. Za'Darius Smith, absolute dog, man. Somebody we could use, plays through contact, aggressive, physical, violent. Those are the terms that we equate to the defensive line that Aleem McNeil, Aaron Glenn, the D-line coach, Dan Campbell, they love to use the word violent, and that's exactly what Za'Darius Smith is. So again, the difference between this channel and Lions Syndicate Film Room, usually I'm faceless over there, a little more, annotations on the screen, stuff like that, a little more breakdown. This is just kind of looking at some stuff and talking about it, right? So let me know what you think in the comments below. This channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Happy to have you here. Z.
After that.